Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Baruch HaKodesh. I want to give double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of GMS who have taught us this word and teach us this word today. And I want to give a salutation unto the elect of the nation of Israel. This is the brother Yatazak with the GMS Nebraska camp. And in this lesson, what I want to get into is this is basically a response to something the IUIC got going on, where almost a year ago now, there was a fundraiser that was being held for them to buy some land. And as of this week, they have the land bought. And now they're talking about building upon the land, and it's for the purpose, according to their video on it, it's for the purpose that they may get together. It's a place that's for their own nation, where they can hold events, come together, and they don't have to rent or go to Esau and these different things. And at the end of the day, this isn't the Lord's will. The Lord himself said that we would have to forsake things in this life. And one of those things that we would have to forsake would be lands, for Yahweh Shai's sake. It's not the time for us to be building and trying to organize and trying to, do something like, building and bringing our nation together to one place, and the Lord has showed examples in the past of things like this, such as Black Wall Street, where Jake has tried to come together and have a level of independency from Esau, and it was shut down, that's because this isn't our time. We're under the curses, and at the end of the day, this place that IUIC is building and trying to, organize and set up for the nation, as they say, is going to fail at the end of the day. And that's not me trying to hate or nothing like that. That's just the Lord's will. Because the scriptures say in Hebrews chapter 13, verse 14, it says, for here have we no continuing city, but we seek one to come. And why do we have no continuing city here? Well, this isn't our rest, as the scriptures say. Because this world, it says that this, let's go to Micah 2:10, which says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. And this departure here is a mental departure. This is having our mind focused on the kingdom and on salvation. And if your mind is focused on the kingdom and salvation, then you understand that for that to come, this world has to be destroyed. And knowing that this world is going to be destroyed, why would we want to build something or set up a place of permanency, like buying land and setting up some type of compound there? Now, we have places to live, we have jobs, we have our livings that we sustain so that we can get by day, so that we can, make sure we're good, make sure that we have enough to take care of ourselves and our families and enough to continue to do this work. But what the IUIC is trying to come together and do is extracurricular, for lack of better words, and the mindset should be that, man, this place is going to be destroyed anyway. So why would we come together and do something like this? Let's read this verse again, Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Right. This is Esau's world. This is his kingdom. And no matter what land we buy or what we build and set up, we're even though we buy that land and we could say it's ours, that's still Esau's. Esau can come and he got laws that's set on all these different plots of land all over this earth. He can come in and take that if he wants to. We see how Esau rocks. We see the lengths that Esau is willing to go, especially when he see Jake organizing. It says, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you even with the sword destruction. Now, again, this scripture is mainly going into the mental departure that we're supposed to take from this world, because it is polluted with wickedness. And if we are settled in this place and seeing this place as our rest and getting settled upon our lees, then this world can start to infect us And that goes into, like the scriptures say, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life, which does what? That takes us away from the spirit and takes us away from the things that are needed to please Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And at the end of the day, this whole land blitz that IUIC is talking about, and this goal and mission that they're setting to build upon this land, this isn't pleasing in the eyes of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because nowhere in the scriptures does it tell us to do this. This is something that is self-pleasuring for that group, for that leadership. This is something that is about them, not about furthering the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Because the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is that we seek to leave this place, that we seek the city to come, not trying to build some type of city here. Now, let's go to 1 second. Let's go to 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 11, which says, "Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?" So the scripture is saying that everything that's upon this earth, or not everything that's upon this earth. Let me come correct. America is going to be destroyed. America is going to be completely wiped away by thermonuclear fire. World War III is going to come, and that's going to serve as Babylon the Great's destruction, where Russia and all these different nations around this earth that hold nuclear capability are going to shoot their missiles over here at America and destroy it. So the scriptures, let's go to that real fast just to prove that. In Isaiah chapter 13, verse 19, where it says, "In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation." Now, we know this isn't speaking of ancient Babylon, because where ancient Babylon is in the world today is where Iraq is today. And we see that place is still inhabited. We see that that's still, there's cities over there. There's civilizations. This is a future prophecy where Babylon here is basically code for America. Babylon comes in or America comes in the spirit of Babylon, the land of confusion, And it says, it shall never be it said what? It shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. How was Sodom and Gomorrah destroyed? By fire and brimstone. And the Lord is going to bring the same destruction here to America. That's what the scriptures talk about when it speaks on the second death, where the first was by water in the time of Noah, and now the second death that is soon to come, where the 2/3 of the nation of Israel will be destroyed, and the elect 1/3 of the nation of Israel will be saved and receive salvation from this coming destruction. Is going to be by fire. And so it says, "It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there." So this place, America, is going to go through a great destruction. This place is going to be dissolved, as it said in 2 Peter chapter 3, and it's going to burn for a very long time. And as that fire goes out, it's just going to be a desert over here. It's going to be desolate, and nobody will ever set foot in this land again. Even when our kingdom is set up, this land of America is still going to be destroyed and set as a monument for judgment against wickedness, set as a monument for the downfall of Esau's rulership. So when we go back to 2 Peter 3 and 11, it says, "Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness?" So that conversation is our walk. It's our way of life. And we're supposed to be in holy conversation and godliness. We're supposed to be in a spiritual mind, especially having this truth and knowing what's to come. So if we know that all this is going to be destroyed, if we know the judgment that's to come, IUIC knows what's to come, then what's the point of building something like that on this side? What's the point of building of buying land and so-called building some type of, you know, building for our nation to gather there? That's what the kingdom is for. And that shows that their mind ain't 100% set on the things that's supposed to be set on. But this isn't, you know, all the way to get on IUIC, but that is needed because it is foolish. And it shows that they aren't 100% focused. You know, in verse 12, it shows us what mindset we're supposed to be in. It says, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. And that's speaking about America's destruction. You know, America is going to be completely destroyed. The land of Israel, where Amalek, them small hats is over there, that's going to be destroyed, but it's going to be built back up. You know, and there's going to be, you know, destructions going on around the earth because missiles are going to be shot to and fro, but they're mainly going to be shot here to America. You know, but the scriptures say that the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. You know, so it's going to be a great destruction. But that's why the scriptures talk about in verse 13, it says, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Now, them new heavens and a new earth is this same planet Earth. It's not saying that we're going to go to a whole new planet and, you know, inhabit that planet. No, we're the kingdom is going to be here on earth. But that new heaven and new earth is going to be that word new basically means replenish, refurbished, brought back to, you know, a perfect state. You know, and you can kind of think of it like, you know, like the phrase good as new. You know, or when you have the new moon in the sky, where the moon, you know, it starts on the new moon and then it goes through all its cycles and then it goes back to the new moon. Does that mean that that's a completely new moon in the sky? No, it's just restarted. And that's where the earth is going to be in as we inhabit our kingdom. You know, now when we go back to verse 12 here in 2 Peter chapter 3, it says, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High, right? And I want to go into one of these words. Let me see if it's this one. Let me see. No, it's not this one. Let me see if it's hasting. It was Salakia. Well, we'll grab this, you know, because I believe I lost what I was looking for. But we'll grab this because this gets the point across as well, which is the Greek word for looking for, which is the not the Hebrew, but the Greek word prosdokao. And it says to expect, whether in thought, in hope, or in fear, to look for, wait for. It said, okay, so this is what I was looking for. So it says to anticipate in thought, hope, or fear, by implication to await. And it says which denotes mental direction. So that mental direction means that's you're in the mindset of awaiting the kingdom to have some level of, not some level, you're awaiting the kingdom to have sovereignty. You're awaiting the kingdom for our nation to be gathered together. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to handle that. That's not our job right now. Our job is to preach this word, you know, push this gospel out here, preach the gospel of repentance, warn the inhabitants of this earth of the judgment to come, and to seek our salvation with fear and trembling. You know, to turn to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai and walk righteously to the best of our abilities. That's what our job is on this side, and that's that mental direction we should be in. That's what awaiting is. That's the correct anticipation, not okay, well, while we're preaching the word and letting our people know what's to come, we're going to start building our own city here because, you know, we had this bright idea. No, that's not what the mission is. That's not what the goal is in this time. The scriptures tell us about our city that's to come. Let's go to Isaiah 26:1, which says, in that day shall this song be sung in the land of Judah. We have a strong city. Salvation will the Most High appoint for walls and bulwarks. So the Most High is going to appoint our salvation. And that strong city that's to come, that's what our salvation is. That's what we're looking forward unto. It says, open ye the gates, that the righteous nation which keepeth the truth may enter in. So once our salvation comes, that's when we can, dwell together in harmony and in peace. They doing all that work to build and buy all this land and spending all that money, and it's going to come to naught at the end of the day, because it's now of the will of the Most High. As the scriptures say, if this work be of men, it will come to naught. So let's go to we're going to grab one more precept and we'll close the lesson out, because I believe the point is made, but I just want to grab this last precept, which is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 39. Just one more mindset precept of us looking forward to our kingdom to come, to the city that is builded for us. It says, 2nd Ezra 16:39, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth. So that's that coming destruction. That's what them plagues are speaking about. Just like the Lord brought plagues to Egypt, to ancient Egypt, as he freed his nation and delivered us. The same thing is going to happen today, where there's going to be plagues brought upon this modern day Egypt, which is, America. America spiritually embodies ancient Egypt, as it was the land of our captivity. And the Lord is going to deliver the elect out of this place. It says, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. It says, O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Now, as pilgrims upon the earth, that's being in the mindset. Let's look up a pilgrim real fast. Which is this is a fire etymology on this word. The word pilgrim is a person traveling to a holy place, which is exactly what we're doing. We're traveling to a holy place. This world ain't holy. It says that wickedness had exceedingly polluted the whole earth. And we trying to set up some type of land here. It says as a penance or to discharge some vow or religious obligation or seeking some miracle or spiritual benefit. So a traveler, generally a wayfarer. So it's not somebody just staying someplace. You're moving. You have a destination. It says a foreigner, a stranger, a foreign resident. And, you can kind of look at us as strangers upon this earth, as foreigners upon this earth, because a stranger was somebody that was only temporarily staying in a land, because they knew that they had to go back home eventually. So they came to the land. They was there for a bit. They may have gotten someplace to stay temporarily, or stayed in a family member's house, got some type of hotel of sorts. And that's where we're at today, where we have our homes, we have our livings and the things that, that we have for ourselves. But we understand that it's all temporary. It's just holding us over, and we're going to have to go without these different comforts that we have in this life. That's why the scriptures say, that we're going to have to forsake our families. We're going to have to forsake lands, houses. We're going to have to let these things go eventually. And we keep that in mind, because at the end of the day, we just pilgrims upon this earth, but let's read on. It says, he that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. So that's the thing. We got these different things, but we know we're going to lose it at the end of the day. So when it happens, we're not going to stress out about it. And the IUIC putting all that time and energy and effort into this project. You got your believers sending you all this money, and when it comes to naught, then what? Are y'all doing that in the mindset that y'all are going to lose it? Again, like I said earlier, this isn't me trying to hate or just be spiteful. This is the scriptures. This is prophecy. This is the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai that is saying this. It says, he that occupieth merchandise as he that hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. Is this the mindset y'all in? Are y'all doing all this work knowing that eventually y'all not going to dwell in it? It's vain at the end of the day. So that's really the point. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Baruch HaKadosh. I'm going to give double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of GMS and a salutation unto the elect. Shalom.